Hello, this is Jasmine, and I have an art box. This is SKETCHBOX, and my sister got it for me for Christmas. She got me 6 months worth, discluding this one, which is the November one, so, quite late on that. But I'm really excited because I wanted to try these out. I wouldn't normally get them for myself, even though I really want them. And I really want to try out making this a series then for the next 6 months. Let's see what I think of SKETCHBOX. I've already opened this one because I wanted to open it while she was there and, look at all the stuff inside. But I'm gonna open it up with you guys and talk about it, and yeah, let's just get right into it. Okay guys, so here's the SKETCHBOX, and this is November's SKETCHBOX again. And it's got some pretty art on it, but let's get right in. If you guys hear any odd noises, it's just my cats running around, probably. I hope. Oh, I didn't even notice. Their tissue paper says SKETCHBOX. That's really cute. Alright, so we have the featured artist. And here's the information. If that's not showing up on camera, I'll put some text in. Okay, but the actual supplies. The first thing I noticed when I opened it, and again, I've already looked at this stuff because I wanted to open it while my sister was there. But I thought this was really interesting because I've never used marker paper before. I've used markers a lot, but never marker paper. So this has a waxy side so that it won't bleed through, and we'll see how that goes because I'm really heavy-handed with markers. And it's so thin. It's just very strange, but we'll see what we can do with that. Set this aside. Okay, so this is an Artline Supreme brush marker. It's water-based, and it's a really pretty color. I'll just swatch these as we go. Now this is such a pretty color. I remember swatching this when I first got the box. We have a Copic marker in YG11. I don't know how to pronounce this word. Mignonette, I'm guessing. And this is really cool because I don't have this color. It's so pretty. And again, this is my first time using marker paper. It doesn't appear to be bleeding through at all, which is very cool. I mean, that's what it says it'll do, but I'm always a little suspicious. We have Les Plumas. Les Pluma? I don't know. This is another alcohol-based marker, and it is in the color... where's the color? Well, I guess we'll find out. Oh, there it is. It's orange, 827. Or OR. I'm guessing that stands for orange. That is a nice orange. See, this is really cool. We've got already a mid-tone, highlight color, and a dark color. This acts pretty much exactly like a Copic. Let me compare the nibs here. Okay, so Copic is a little longer, but the nibs feel very similar. And I've used a few different alcohol markers by now. Yeah, those are very, very similar. Oh, this is giving me kind of earthy leaf plant vibes. We also have a Color Twin brush, and this one doesn't... Oh, there we go. NG. I'm thinking that's neutral gray, 00. This one, I remember looking at this. It's very strange. It has like a rubber nib. I don't know if you can see that, but like the nib is rubber. very strange. Oh, and this is, I believe, water-based. And it comes in an even smaller version. It makes a weird noise. I hope this is focusing. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, there we go. All right, we're focused again. Do you hear that? I wonder if that's picking up on camera. I kind of like it. Okay. The last item in here. Oh, other than we have our SKETCHBOX sticker. The first art subscription box sticker that I've ever gotten. That's so cute. It's like a little Copic marker. Well, I mean, it might not be a Copic, but it's like a little marker or a pen. I like that. Okay, so we have another alcohol marker. This is the Spectra AD marker. So it's got a brush tip and a chisel. And this is in the color. Oh, this is a colorless blender. So let's see if we can blend some of this out then. We'll use it on this really light one. Can we get anything? Can we fuzz up the edges here maybe? I really, really like alcohol-based markers, and I use colorless blenders a lot. Well, I definitely think we could if that was fresher. But let's see if we can use... Oh, well, this is water-based, I think. Yeah, this is water-based, so that's not going to do anything. But let's see if we can use one of my favorite techniques, which is to... Oh, no, my cats are fighting. Hey, you guys. Calm down. To put a bunch of the ink on the colorless blender, and then we should have a very seamless fade and a very pale color for doing like highlights and like things like blush. Now it looks a little bit dark right now, but that's just because it hasn't the paper is still wet. I missed something. There's one more thing in here. Okay. We have another Le Pluma marker. Wait. It's another orange one. Okay. This one is Orange 823. I'll put this up here with the other Le Pluma marker. Oh, that's a really nice pale. Okay, let's see if we can get those to blend. I'm sure we can. So we'll go from light to dark and see what we can get. Now this is marker paper, so it should blend very well on it. I do notice that on this marker paper, the ink doesn't sink in as fast. Like it stays on the surface of the paper a little more. And it like pulls up a little on the paper, which is odd. I'm not used to that. But it does seem to be very nice paper. So I'm not entirely certain where the video ended because I'm using my phone and it's hard to tell when it cuts out. But I was just mentioning how even though this is marker paper, I was very surprised that this did not bleed through at all because I'm just not used to that. Oh no. Oh, it comes out. The paper comes out so easily. Look at that. It kind of reminds me of using tracing paper. Like, it's obviously not that thin and see-through, but that's, like, the vibe it gives me, even the way it's coming out of the pad. But let's just mess around and, you know, see what we think of. So, I was getting, like, kind of plant vibes. I'm not sure how we might best use these colors. So we have this really nice green, and because it's water-based, the lines won't bleed with this, I believe. Yeah. But that's a very, very stark contrast. I think I might want to draw something and then... Oh, this is bleeding a little bit. It was too wet. So I might want to draw something and maybe use the dark color kind of like an outline. Okay, so I think I have an idea because I have these two orange colors. Which ones? See, I'm not super fond of the fact that I have to look at the very ends of them to know which one's the darker and which one's the lighter one. But what if we did like... Oh, I should have gone in with the lighter one first. Oh well. What if we did like a deer? Oh, but I don't have any reference out here, so this is terrible. That's okay. This is just the, you know, the sketching phase. I'm not actually trying to create anything of value here. Otherwise, I'd be a little bit horrified. Okay, so we could go the deer route. What does a deer look like? Okay, spots. I know not all deer have spots, but, like, it's fun. Okay. Let's mix the other color in here just for fun. These don't, I don't know if it's the paper or the marker, but they don't seem to blend as well as Copics. And I honestly want to say it's probably the paper. The paper is just a little odd. We'll color those tan. And then, let's go with the fine tip here. Let's see, deer have really strange eyes. They've got like eyes on the sides of their head, but I don't have any reference, so we're just going to wing it. And they've got like almost dog-like noses, but they come up on the sides. Like, okay, deer are weird looking, alright? Any of these type of animals, I find particularly difficult to draw. I'll give it some shading on the back, under the head. This rubber marker is so strange to work with. Like, it's almost like it's made out of silicone or something. But again, I like it. It's just odd. And we'll go with maybe a light background. I have to keep in mind the shape of the paper as well. And then, like, dark shapes like this. Give them some green eyes so that they stand out. Maybe use this as a little bit of a liner. Oh, that's actually really cute. I'm not sure it looks like a, I'm not sure it looks like a deer, but it's cute. You know, I mostly do fantasy art, so it doesn't have to look like a deer. I'll just pretend it's some other kind of animal, right? That's how artists cheat, right? I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't normally do backgrounds. I mean, I do backgrounds, but I really need to practice them. I kind of like that though. That's interesting. And just stuff. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I think I'm giving this deer like very dog-like eyes or something. Okay, so I'm going to play around a little more. I'm going to use this as like, try and keep the shape in mind of the pad because, because this I just went my typical kind of printer paper look. But the paper is actually like this kind of shape. So might not do a deer. Let's see what else we'll come up with. My go-to is usually like, no, like a tiger or something. I don't know. I don't draw on the spot very often. Ooh, we could do like, I'm getting inspired because I'm using this to sketch with, but we've got a gray marker. What if we did like a more monochromatic, and then on this side like color. Would that be cool or would that just be weird? So on this side, oh, maybe switch the backgrounds. Like on this side, it's like monochromatic, but with a colored background and a white figure. Yeah. And then on the other side, it's like I'm going to go for like a dark colored figure and a monochromatic background. So, oh, that's the big end. Maybe another tiger. Maybe let's go with what we know. Look at this terrible little sketch. I mean, he's cute, but oh my. Actually, I kind of like this one's face more than this one's face. But here we'll have like a monochromatic background and monochromatic plants. And we'll have, wait, yeah. This is light on dark, this is dark on light. So, and over here we would have the colors in the background, maybe some overlapping. So it's not just the background, it's also, you know, all the background elements. And we'll have it, I don't know, darker around the figure, obviously. And then this one will have a dark figure with light stripes. I can't tell if this is going to be cool or lame. But I mean, you never really know until you try, right? So, oh, I totally forgot about the brown colors. So we'll have some browns and stuff in the background. And obviously the cat can have some browns in it as well. I think my only problem is going to be contrast here. I might have to bring out some black. Yeah, I might have to bring out some black to get contrast here. Although, the marker... No, that's not really very dark. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Oh, no. The water-based markers, they kind of wrinkle the paper a little bit. I don't know how visible it is. But nothing... Oh, we have a spot. We have a spot. So we can't layer up too much. What is this spot? Right on this guy's snout. Or neck. Okay. Still, I like this idea. I'm going to see how well I can do it. I am going to sketch it out in pencil first. They didn't give us a pencil, but I don't trust myself to use the marker to sketch it out. And also, this pad is kind of neat, but I would definitely not use it as like a sketchbook because the paper just kind of falls right out of it. Alright, let's get started on an actual piece of some sort. When drawing the head of an animal like this, it helps to draw the skull structure sometimes to know where the head ends, because the head doesn't end here. And it doesn't come down like this. No, the skull goes back for a ways, and then the neck starts. See how that looks so much more natural than if I had pulled it down here? Some animals do have shorter skulls than others, obviously, but I just find that it's useful to draw a longer shape back there. It just looks nice. Now, again, I don't have a reference. If I was going to do this, like, as a professional art piece, like a super professional piece, I'd be looking up references, but such is not the case. Honestly, I might have drawn this one's skull a little bit too far back. But it's easier to adjust it this way than to realize if you've drawn it too small. See, the ears tend to follow this part of the skull, which goes under. A trick to making characters look like they're looking at each other is to draw the eye line across both faces so that they're directly angled towards each other. Now, my goal here isn't to make two characters that look just the same, two cats that look just the same. I'm actually embracing the differences here, even in so much as this one's rough points downward and this one's points upward. It's just little things like that. I like pieces that almost match but don't quite. When I'm coloring animals with fur, I try and make sure that I keep the strokes, especially with a water-based marker like this, going in the same direction as the fur. I get a bit quiet here, so I'm gonna speed through some of this stuff. I'm not used to talking and drawing at the same time, but as you can see, I'm just going in and filling out all the different colors. I thought I made a huge mistake with the dark green behind the tiger, but at a later point in time, I really fixed that up, and I think that the piece turns out pretty good in the end. Yeah, I just work dark to light for the most part. If I was working with paints or charcoal, it makes a lot more sense to start with your darkest darks and work your way up. I know that markers you usually start with lights and work your way up, but I'm just so used to working the other way, and I suppose I really need to practice working light to dark. Maybe next time. But it's definitely a little tricky to start with your dark colors and try and work up to your light colors. The background has an ugly stage for a very long time. I think that it pulls together in the end, not perfectly, but definitely better than I'm sure it looks here. I'm still just working away at the color and just putting different tones here and there. I think it's really funny that I ended up making one of these tigers look way friendlier than the other. It wasn't really intentional. I was trying to make them look basically very similar, but then I ended up with just two vastly different personalities, and I think that's really interesting to see come together in art where not even intentionally I give these cats some personality. Like the dark one definitely looks bigger and older and tougher, more serious cat, and the other one looks just so innocent and sweet. It's so funny. Okay, so I believe that the only issue that I'm having with this piece, I like the concept, but it's that I didn't think about the fact that I had a range of colors, but not a range of grays. I only had gray and white. So I'm going to go in with the only other art supply that I have out here, which is my watercolors. And I'm just going to go in with black to get some tonal variation and line work type stuff. And I think that that will call it finished, and we'll see how it turns out. We'll also see how this marker paper handles a little bit of watercolor. Here's hoping I don't ruin it. I think that adding the black is definitely going to pull this piece together. I don't want to overdo it. I still want the main focus to be on the colors that came with the case or with the box, so the greens and the grays. So I'm not going in too dark, just livening it up a little. Oh, I forgot, because the green is a water soluble marker. I didn't even think to use water with it to get a cool wash. I might actually do that because the gray over here is also water soluble. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go in with water and see if I can't fade some of these harsh lines that I did with the water soluble markers. I don't know why I didn't think to do that. Like, it's always a cool effect. Look at that. Just kind of fade it out. Now this is not water soluble, but all of this stuff is, and I can make it fade in with the gray. That is cool. It is making my paper bend a lot though. But look how cool that is. I love this effect. I love using water soluble markers as watercolor. Now that may be cheating anyways because the box didn't come with a brush, but I'm just having fun. Let's see how the gray does. The gray does not bleed as much, but maybe a little. I like pulling some of this color over here. And I can make this guy's face fade better like I wanted to in the beginning.
I'm no longer using any actual watercolor. This is all the marker stuff itself, the markers themselves. Now I'm going to go in like I did before with the darker watercolor now because the this background has absolutely no contrast. The paper is getting so buckled now that I'm using water. So marker paper, would not recommend it for actually making your markers into watercolors because it doesn't like that. Alright, I think the backgrounds are starting to match now, which is nice. That was my goal, but I just couldn't do it with the darks and midtones over here, but nothing but light grays. Okay, so for some final touches, hopefully I won't mess anything up. Okay, this is always a little nerve-wracking. Green whiskers done. These aren't quite as nerve-wracking because they're so light. You almost can't see them. So I'd better put a lot in there, right? Everybody loves whiskers. Okay then, I think that is it for my little experiment with SKETCHBOX. It turned out alright. I like it. I think it's cute. And I wasn't expecting to create a masterpiece, but it was fun seeing how all of these supplies worked if I was only using them, which I know I cheated a little. But I hope you guys like it. Let's see how the other side turned out. Oh wow! Okay, so the water made the other side buckle a tiny bit, which is unfortunate because, you know, it's just thin paper. But I'm not certain that I'll be using marker paper too much in the future. It was a little odd to work with. It's so thin, but this would be fun for playing with concept stuff. And yeah, all in all, I think it turned out pretty cute. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like and a thumbs up and all of that stuff. And you can find me on Redbubble and Patreon and almost everywhere as JZ Fantasy Art. I'm JZ Fantasy at a couple places, but look up JZ Fantasy Art and you'll find me. And on Twitter, I'm Jasmine Zelmer. And thanks for stopping by.